Oh, hello everyone, and welcome back to the Quarry podcast, ruined this time by enemy's weird sound on his mic. And
I'm
today
so
we have...
sorry.
Yeah, he's not. So let's start with the people on the podcast today.
Hello everyone, my name is Dark. Please pardon my voice, it's kind of still gone from the vacation, but yeah, either way.
I'm enemy. Sorry for unintentional noises.
I'm not micro.
I'm just going to say my name. I'm Niels.
I'm just going to make some unintentional noises while I talk, because apparently that's the thing today.
On Wout.
I don't know how much you hear those on the thing
You
actually.
actually should say your name while you do that.
But yeah, also I'm Wout, damn it.
I thought he thought he said that.
Yeah, he said that.
Oh, really? Okay.
My memory
You
is really
enemy,
good
you
there.
troll.
Well, we're professionals at this, so it's okay.
Well, so with that out of the way, I guess we can get right back. Well, not back. We can get into follow-up because I've got to go quickly this week. And we've got tons of comments to talk about. I don't know what happened, but I guess people really are into speculations, or they are into 1.9, or they are into the number 17, which was
People are
lost.
just splitting their
Podcast
comments
episode
again.
number.
Yeah,
We should have saved 1.9 speculations for episode 19.
Oh my god, that would be so
Oh
cool.
my god, that
maybe it's like they all like Niels a lot, and then that's why they commented this time more than other times.
No,
I don't
enemy,
know.
it's your voice. You rambled on so long, they just enjoy hearing your voice.
I'm not sure, but this is one of the episodes that has the most comments. It
Probably.
has the most comments.
Would be interesting to see the graph. Like, you can see how long people watch the video. Like
You can.
look at
you
where
can.
like people
The
stop
6.
listening.
Wait,
and
Niels.
where my rambling
Yeah,
starts.
I can see
That-
all
that
of
would
those
be fun.
analytics.
I don't think you made statistics public. That's something a lot most people do. Well, yeah. So let's get through this. All right. Earliest comments, teams. Well,
I'm going to throw all the comments because it's 30 and that's quite
Yeah,
a lot.
like
Oh, no.
the
Maybe
important
it's
ones
just
that are
the
worth
most important
discussing.
ones. And
Niels. Yeah. Okay.
As
I guess not
always.
all.
Right.
First of all, Niels shared this on Google Plus. No, just kidding.
Most important one. So yeah, Ultimate Redstone says you're really an awesome group of people, and we're not saying this because we want to have an ego. You remind me of some people I know IRL. Most of the crazy, more of the crazy type of people. But anyway, case of guys, you make it really fun.
Crazy? Who's crazy?
no idea.
Dark is
I think
crazily
that's a
good at acting.
compliment.
Ha ha ha.
That's a compliment for me.
Wasn't this cooking?
Oh yeah, we do cooking. Damn it. Eggs, butter, cheese stuff.
Cooking with TRQ.
We're gonna do that at Minecon, maybe. Maybe.
That would be so amazing.
Yes, it would be so amazing.
You mean the Minecon and I'm not going to?
Yeah. Well.
That
I
one,
can't go
basically.
last moment either.
Why
Yeah.
didn't they just have a Minecon in my backyard?
Well. I
Yeah,
guess
let's all meet in Niels' backyard.
We lost Niels and we lost Spock already, so it's gonna come down to me, enemy, and Norwegian, I guess. And
Alright.
maybe we can take a photo of Spock and Niels with us to remember
like
them.
Photoshop
Maybe you
them.
could just Photoshop me in there.
Yeah, we can probably do
In
that.
that case, you
for-
could Photoshop me in there too.
Like,
Yeah, so
Michael,
but
are you serious
you
about
don't-
not coming?
Yeah, I
Yeah.
can't.
Unfortunately, well, I guess that's private stuff, so we shouldn't talk about it on the podcast. But
Well,
we
anyways.
discussed it. Yeah, let's go on. So yeah, thanks you are for your comment. We'll try to make it fun, I guess. Yeah, I thought it was really nice to hear because last week I was thinking a bit like, podcast, it's really starting to take some time, and it's really nice to see that people are actually enjoying it. It definitely gives motivation.
This episode was doing pretty good. The last one.
Yeah.
One was- yeah.
Well, okay, so yeah, sorry Niels, but we just have to move on. You know, like
I
of
know.
personal.
Just go on.
Okay. Yewe has a comment. Okay, I'm not Myron, but I look through the show notes while watching from time to time, and I like more timestamps to find the point you are at that moment quicker. Wout, don't read this. Wout, did you continue reading? Don't do that. Who cares about Wout jumping off a bridge? Wouldn't that be awesome? So yeah, guys, give your opinion on that last sentence, please.
But should
By the
jump
way,
off
by the
bridge,
way.
definitely.
You
This
shouldn't
week-
have read that.
As follow-up,
Problem is, he has like 5 new lines between. Wait, like he says, Wout, don't read this, and then 5 lines further on, he says, Wout, did you continue reading? Then 5 lines further on, he says about jumping over a bridge. Thing is, if I see a comment like that with 5 enters, first thing I do is press read more. And the first thing I read was, when I saw this comment like yesterday, Wow, did you continue reading? Don't do that. I was like, wait, what? And I read the top part. So yeah, sorry, yeah, but I did because I didn't read the first thing. So I don't know.
Today we learned Wout is bad at following instructions.
Well, I didn't see the instruction first, so technically I'm not really following it. All right, another comment by Yewe. I watched the first part of Star Wars and I didn't like it. It's boring. Woohoo, especially finished. I can start breeding villagers as soon as I finish my other 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 other projects that are important. 3 of those involve perimeters. I don't do dugout perimeters. That's a bit extreme, but we're basically building alone. I'm splitting comments to not lose that much if it crashes again. I was so annoyed when I lost the other one. Okay, well, moving on. Also, yeah, well, I guess no, we can get back to that in a second.
The comment king, as we should call him.
Yeah, you're the comment king. Haha, we'll talk about it later on. Okay, Marin has a comment. The current amount of timestamps in the show notes is sufficient for me. And then Yewe pulls off some Jedi mind tricks to convince Marin that he actually intended to say that he wants more timestamps. And also,
More
apparently,
markers.
he also pulled off Jedi mind tricks to convince me to stop reading there, and then I jumped off a bridge. At that bout, so I was that, and then I jumped off a bridge with my. What
yeah,
was
like
that? I don't know how
I
it
read
works.
that and I got really confused because when you're dead, how can you still jump?
Yeah, that's also confusing.
That's kind of beside the point here.
It's
Well,
a
what if
philosophical
somebody
question.
throws you from an
Then you're not
forced
jumping.
upright position?
Yeah, but then he's not jumping.
Then you don't.
That
It's
doesn't
not
count
jumping.
as jumping. Jumping is when you do it on your own.
Okay, then Marion also has a very interesting comment, which I will paste into chat because it's a bit too long to read.
Wait, hold on. What if he dies midair?
But then,
And
he's
then
not dead
I
when he's jumping.
wasn't. No, it's we can't discuss it on here. It's obvious. Okay, Yebe has 4 more comments, so I'll get through all of them at once.
Do we have to say every one of them?
Yes, okay. So something about nerdy will get the strike. You poor YouTuber works with so much work in that, and he used it without even asking. Yeah, I also don't like nerdy anymore. Mod API, worst idea Mojang ever had. You'll be tempted to add the stuff you can't invent with because of the overflow of immediately working mods. You need to hold F3 plus C 10 seconds till it works. That's about to crash. We discussed last week. This episode, I'll correct Wout. It appeared to be, it seemed to be. Well, it's very nice to correct me, but you should probably also use correct spelling while correcting me. Maybe the word was right, but it's a bit silly. Anyway, TDL has a comment. My mob farm is meant to be simple. So basically saying that the mob farm is meant to be simple and efficient. Oh no, enemy.
He makes a good point that I talked about how you would compare mob farms, and he makes a point there like you have a theoretical maximum amount of possible spawning spaces, like just by definition, like the radius, and like you take away what cannot spawn because it's too close to you. And that's like your total amount of spawning spaces, and then you can compare how many spawning spaces you fit in and how efficient they are, and then you have like your quote unquote overall comparable efficiency or whatever. But the problem with that is like you also have like most of them use fall damage, and therefore you cannot use all the spawning spaces, or like because of the mechanism you cannot use all the spawning spaces. But it's a good way to start, and like I know some chests don't scale big enough without crashing in Minecraft, because Minecraft is not that meant for like big scale farms for some reasons. I know what they thought there.
We don't want people automating.
We don't want people like using millions of blocks and spawning spaces. Yeah, like he did some calculations, and the number he came up with is like, what is that? 8.7 million spawning spaces, possible spawning spaces. Yeah, but like you also have to think of the mob cap, because like when you have that many spawning spaces, the mob cap will slow you down so hard.
Yeah.
Like in theory, you could extend the mob cap to the point where you can use all of the spawning spaces, but then you have like 100 players online and your server's lagging so hard enough by loading all the chunks.
Unless you go
that
to
you will
Google
slow down
and
your
listen to your
TPS.
servers.
Yeah, but like even then, I think that like Minecraft coding will slow you down a bit. Probably. Yeah, but it's a good approach, and yeah, like I kind of thought of it a bit, but I was like, yeah, no one ever builds that big, so that would be a comparable thing. But I guess it's a place to start, so that's good. Also in the comments, Niels pointed out that you need that you don't have to account for fall damage and stuff, but like He also points out that you don't have to kill them by fall damage, which
Yeah, but it's-
in that scenario
you-
would favor farms that don't kill stuff by fall damage because
Yeah, but
they have, in theory,
one-
more possible spawning spaces.
How would you
usually
kill
they
them
take longer.
otherwise? And
Well, you
fall
could,
damage is
like-
one of the easiest one, and if you want to use lava
Yeah, like-
or
Lava is like
something.
really, really slow. Like I think
Yeah.
fall damage is the only reasonable one because it's fastest basically that I can think of right now. Like in theory you could hurt them with withers, but that's really
Let's do a drowning mob. Mob.
I
trap.
know the best way
Like-
to kill mobs actually. The fastest way.
Send them into the nether and kill
Kill
them.
at E type not equal to player.
I thought
Ah.
sharpness 5, but
Yeah, but that's like not.
But yeah, we do the survival now server. We just do that
GG
constantly.
you out.
and then still
And I got jobs
sharpness
everywhere.
5. That's fastest.
No, but if we just run that, we spawn with it, and then we do that command, and then we have a start. It's very challenging. Well,
Yeah, but also,
it's not that much
like
more challenging, really. Well,
I guess we can I can say that right here, like as a follow-up kind of news type thing. Last time we talked about Il Mango's farm or Mango's farm. I'm not sure, like if you can say Mango to him by now. And basically, a bit after we recorded the podcast, he made a third version of his design, which is basically using the entire radius of mob spawning that you have, and then only using 2 layers, and it's faster and so on. And yeah, that kind of makes the point that like this is a good idea for like calculating it this way because people actually thinking of building it that big, at least on like a few layers. So I guess it would make sense.
It happens quite a lot that new version is uploaded just after we finished recording.
Yeah, the problem is kind of we record on the weekend, and most of the time, the videos are released on the weekends. Interesting ones.
Yeah, we
Or
can't
like
really
they're more
change it.
frequent there.
Can't really change the recording date, so
Yeah, kind of. I have a
but
problem.
Niels could export more quickly.
but then it's out on Sunday, and then it's still on the weekend.
Oh, Niels, you have to export back in time. I have
Oh.
special software to do that.
So I
You released
uploaded
on
on
Friday.
Friday and then recorded on Saturday.
And then you have to put a special setting, and then it says exporting in minus 25
Or what if
hours.
you just
and
delay
8 minutes.
everything an entire week? So we recorded on this Saturday and we uploaded it next Friday.
Well, then
Then
it would
our
be really out
Niels
of
would
date.
be not too newsy anymore.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's like last week's news tonight.
Yeah. Well,
Yeah, I guess we can move on from
yeah.
next comment.
Comments by Oliver Maney, asking about the server. Server they play on. Well, most people in here play on Conspiracy. That's Enemy, Niels, and Dark, I guess.
Yeah,
Well, not,
Norwegian, but
yeah,
it's,
Norwegian.
Stucker is also playing
Spectator.
on Conspiracy.
Yeah.
He's not here
Well,
today.
not everyone is as actively,
yeah.
but they're all members. And Spock is member of Contingency server, which is kind of sister server, I guess you could say.
Yeah.
You
You guys are the lame fan server.
I
Wow.
have them. I'm playing on the most active server called the Reflex
Just
server,
kidding.
and I think that's about it for our
I
S&P.
think Spock is still on Psycraft, right?
Yeah,
Yeah,
that's well.
technically.
Technically, you're not doing a lot on there, right?
No.
Oh, yeah, also I got invited to Zipcrowd, so that's also my second server now. Okay, just kidding.
I honestly would expect you to get invited at some point at this rate.
Nah, I don't do that much server tech. I mean, it's like I would see them inviting someone like Marin at this point. He knows a lot about Quarry tech.
Yeah.
Well, there's a lot of stuff going on with Zipcrowd right now. So that's Oliver's comment. I think Niels did most of the stuff in there, so not too much to talk about. Also, one comment about Red Power by Oliver. As he says, Aloram, who used to be the project developer, stopped with Red Power 2, which is quite unfortunate because I think that's also the reason why you can't get it anymore in PTB's versions from like 1.85 upwards, which is also the reason I haven't updated. I think it was, I knew back then, but I don't play it actively anymore. But yeah, I think one of the mods wasn't updating, wasn't important one. I'm pretty sure it was Red Power, which
Yeah.
there's a lot of stuff. Like it doesn't
Like
just
Red
use
Power had a
Redstone.
cool thing, which he also says in the comments, that they had frames, which are basically like have the same idea of like slime blocks, but you can like make them not sticky on sides.
Yeah, they're
Just
more
like-
controllable.
controllable, and you also have like I think it was a 1,000 block push limit at a time. I'm not sure if they changed it,
Oh god.
but
Well, yeah, we're basically limitless then.
yeah, like you can easily extend it like compared to like normal.
Like you could make the
survival
world's
quarries.
easiest cobra.
Yeah, he does say, oh, you could make 6 engines with red power.
Yeah, like
So it's
also
definitely
in
not
Red Power you
meant.
have block breakers, which are basically blocks that like break the block in front of them if you give apply a redstone signal, and put it into I think what was it called, tubes, where like
They had a name.
the Red Power stuff.
Yeah, those were really useful. Those the
So, like-
reason I actually liked red power is because of the tubes and the filters and that kind of stuff. They work
Yeah,
way better
like-
than boltcraft pipes.
With Red Power you can like build really easy quarries. You just like make a huge head with like all block breakers, and then you behind them you have tubes and apply a redstone signal somehow,
Well, generally I just use them for like my systems, like
and then you
just
just
handling
move it all
handling all
frames.
kinds of resources. Yeah, just having items be transported. Okay, now filter out this item, this item, this item. Go put them over there, and all that kind of stuff. I don't usually. I think I still needed like pipes was to get stuff into and out from ender chests.
Also, cool thing about Red Power is that you could make 6-directional flying machines.
Yeah, well, that's also something Oliver says.
Yeah.
So yeah, red power. Well, I guess we already looked at the topic last week on the Minecraft forum, so you can check that out in case you want the link. So I guess that will be it for the comments already. So that's good. We're trying to go a bit more quickly this week because last week, yeah.
I don't think we should spend half an hour on comments. If it's really a lot of interesting stuff, then okay,
Well,
but
It's not like those comments weren't interesting. It's like
No,
they-
yeah, but I don't
there's
think
not a
we
lot
should
of left
spend-
for the discussion because we kind of answered a lot of them
Yeah.
during the
yeah.
week.
It's time for news then. Before we get into YouTube, can you guys think of any Twitter or Mojang or something news?
Tons
yeah.
of spoilers. Well, carrot on a stick now has durability.
Yeah, I saw something like that. I was like
Didn't
looking
they
for the
already
picture
have?
for
They
ages
already
and-
had durability.
Did they?
Yeah, but you can see
Yes.
it. It's visible. Like the carrot actually crumbles.
Yeah,
Thing is, I had to look at that
that's what I
picture for
wanted
like
to
half an
say.
hour to see what actually the weird thing about it was.
Yeah, I know.
There's actually like a new feature, Crumb announced like 2 days ago or whatever, or hinted 2 days ago and showed yesterday. Now it's a new texture/resource pack feature that other people can also use. You can now have different textures or models or both for different durability values, which could be a lot of fun in like adventure maps or other stuff. And the carrot getting smaller and the carrot on a stick is like
I don't
So
fully
this-
understand that because
It also
Um,
mean
like for example, you have armor and like with lower durability, it looks more roughed up. For example, that could be something.
yeah, but like the reason I don't understand it is because as far as I was aware, damage value is stored in what is typically called damage value because of the precise reason. In items like in blocks, you can only store for a bit of data values. In items, you can store I don't know, data value is pretty large, pretty high limit. So I'm thinking if you can assign different models to different data values, like with wool or something, why would that be an issue with armor pieces anyway? It's just a different data value, right?
Huh?
Yeah, because
I'm not sure.
because,
how
like
they
if you
do
look at
it
wool,
exactly.
for example, like I'm checking the IDs right now. White
Yeah.
wool is 35.0, orange wool 35.1, magenta wool 35.2, and so on. And then
Yeah.
if you get, for example, if you get a chest plate, I'm pretty sure. Well, actually, I can just
No,
test it.
it's not like number and then like 10 or something. That wouldn't give you like the armor piece with a damage value of 10. Not like that.
Okay, actually, I'm now looking. at this.
It's not like directly metadata. It's like some other
Yeah,
thing you cannot like
seems to be
directly
different,
give you.
it's
But
basically
like,
that-
if you think about it, if you wanted to have like a lot of an item or a lot of different items with different textures and different models for
or if you
like
want
your
other
adventure
color
map,
wool blocks,
but like
one
you
with
have
16, maybe?
like you have like hundreds of them, but you don't have like hundreds of different items you could like map them to because you need all the other items for other stuff. You could just like take one item where you don't allow the player to use it. For example, like a sword, and you don't allow a person to punch with it. in that way it will never lose durability, and like you can just give him the same item with a different durability value all the time for like all the different items you want to give him, and just for the different durability values change like the texture and model, and then you just rename it and so on, and you give it to the player, and then you have like basically you're giving him the same sword all the time with a different value, but you give him in your map like 10 different items that he can use for 10 different things.
You switch to your normal resource back, and then everything is swords.
Possibly. Could be like something else. Doesn't matter if it's a sword or not, but it's just like my example. But yeah, in that way you don't have to like get rid of like, I don't know, like other items or blocks. Well, no, it only applies for items, but you don't have to like, hey, you cannot use a compass anymore because I used the compass for like some other thing already, right?
Yeah.
So that's really, really cool. Not really that useful for like survival players. Maybe like for nice looks when you like sword gradually breaks or whatever, but way more useful
in
in
compasses
adventure.
non-stackable and had durability, that would be interesting.
How would compass have durability?
I don't know, like after a certain amount of time it would just break. Like
Who uses compasses actually though?
Who craft maps? I don't know.
Good point, including since it says north, south, east, and west on F3.
The compasses are used for unlocking traits in the villages.
Oh no, like the actual useful purpose of compass is like if you look for a spawn point.
Yeah, or maps.
Well, the thing is, I actually remember that once, like in my earliest days of Minecraft, came out of the cave and I was playing on tiny random distance, so I didn't have a clue where my house actually was. And I was just like, oh fuck, I need to get to my house. And then my cousin was like, yeah, you can craft a compass and it points to a spawn point. And I was like, okay, great.
What do you bet if you have?
Yeah, well, that was the problem. So, like, oh great, we have redstone and iron from this cave, we can do this, and yeah. So.
And you like
that's
slept
not
inside
that
the
much
cave
use,
and
I
just
guess.
walked back in.
Well, I guess because of tiny resistance, I just been wandering around the mountains there so often. Well, it was like a tiny space really, but you couldn't see because tiny resistance, like you're living inside of a world of your own, basically.
It's something similar. As I was wandering around the world, and then I could not find my little house, so I made a giant tower so I can see where my house was in the end. But yeah. But
it's out of render distance, you never find it again.
Yeah, I was in tiny render distance as well, and yeah, when I finally found my home back, I was on the other side of the mountain. So yeah, so I dug lots of caves through the mountain, so I can always find my home, and yeah.
Okay.
In the end, I found my home. So.
Okay, so in some more Minecraft news, Minecraft Pocket Edition 0.11. 0.0 was released today. Not today, April 9th. And I was just reading the changelog for it, and that's what made me want to talk about it today.
It's just a beta, right?
Yeah.
Yeah.
But one thing that really got to me is, like, you got stuff like added boats rideable by 2 mobs. And then onto the one point about, where is it? Path blocks? Are those even in the actual game? Okay.
Yeah,
so
like,
my thing is,
there's
there's things in the pocket
on Reddit, and like they said, okay, we will implement it in both versions because it's a cool idea.
Yeah. My thing is, there's still some things in Pocket Edition that's not even in the actual game yet. Like, people always talked about the Xbox version was so bad because it didn't have features that the computer edition have. Is that getting to where? Yeah.
I remember
is that getting
some
to where the Pocket
about if you're on Xbox, then use something else because you don't have this.
Yeah, but is it getting to where the Pocket Edition is going to have more than the computer version?
Well, the thing is, I'm not sure if you noticed, but like they hired a lot of developers for Pocket Edition, like not for PC but for Pocket Edition, and I think it makes sense because like they have 30 millions of sold for Pocket Edition, which is like more. Like, no, it's not double, but like I think they have like 19 million for PC, quote unquote only. So it would make sense that they push more on the Pocket Edition because they have a larger player base there and make more features and quote unquote new features to like the whole of Minecraft.
Actually, they now have 19,200,290 sold on PC.
Yeah, but like 30 million for Pocket Edition is like also a really old number, so they might as well have like more way more. I'm not sure.
I think it's like if the PC could catch up, could you eventually connect to your SMP server from your phone and play from your phone? That'd
you
be
mean
kind of
like
interesting.
if like the hardware is good enough?
Yeah, like if they could catch up each version to be together and keep it together, then so I
Well,
like
in
I
Well,
can
it's
log
theory,
on.
different
this would
programming
work,
language. That's the issue, I think. Like, can you run Java on the phone?
Yes.
Well, I don't know.
Yes,
Why
you
not?
can. Like,
Yeah.
if you think back to like before 2007, where like you had like flip phones and so on, you had like all those Java games on your phone
Well,
because
yeah,
there
but
was like nothing
is it
better
the same
than
version of Java though?
On my phone, I never
But,
got
like,
any Java games to work. It was-
Well-
So if Java and phones works, it's just not as cool as like
Yeah,
the
but-
programming you have with like Swift or whatever the Apple one is called, and like all the fancy new programming stuff for.
Well, the
Play
thing is
Store.
how they went to all the effort of writing MCPE in C++, so kind of sucked to downgrade it to Minecraft, normal Minecraft basically.
Yeah.
Well, anyway, actually, I don't know. Some other news I just saw on the Reddit. I'll link to it. I just saw Grounds put this on his Twitter. It's not by Grounds, it's by Redstone Helper, and it's actually it makes total sense. And I'm like, why were we going crazy over these ender crystals before? We can just generate them. So basically,
Because it's a pain to generate them. That's
well,
why.
yeah, but I mean, it's easier than killing the dragon.
It's not really new. I've seen something like this a long time ago on Elrich.
Yeah,
Oh,
like I reached
yeah.
it like episode 102 or whatever.
Okay, and I guess I'm just late and I didn't know. But yeah, I mean, it makes total sense because ender crystals
like
just
that-
get generated when you populate a chunk. Well,
We have
Actually-
this kind of rule on our server, like if you break one of the ender crystals, you have to get 2 more.
oh, like from this way.
Until now, nobody
this
did
way.
that. So
Yeah, so far
yeah.
nobody did that, but I'm keeping track. Don't worry. But then on the other hand, like ender crystals
And Miss Eyes
are
watching.
still laggy when they don't have like the block below, because then the fire has no block to be on, and it's like really laggy.
Hmm.
And it's also only visual. That's why like no one ever like was like, yeah, you have to get us those ender crystals back, because we like don't really need them. They're just like for visuals. So yeah.
Yeah, makes sense. Well, anyway, I guess I was just stupid because I actually wasn't aware of that.
No one's stupid.
Like you also
All
can,
in
like
their
if you
way.
didn't know, you can also generate ice spikes if you're in an ice spikes biome.
By repopulating the chunk. I mean, how that
But
works.
by this method, like you just push in the stuff and it will generate the ice spikes out of for you.
Well, yeah, but the thing is with the end is that you would have, normally at least, you would have.
I didn't really see a problem. There's lots of empty space there.
Yeah, like in the
no,
overworld,
that's,
you don't have
have
that,
void, right? I mean, that's the problem with the end island is it's limited in size, so you only have the entire end is end biome, but you only have this tiny bit with end stone.
You think you will run out of end zone to generate the pillars or what?
No, I think that you have space. Or you have this. How to explain? You have the surface of snow and stuff, which is all suitable for the generation of ice spikes.
Oh yeah,
Mm,
like
the
with ice
normal-
spikes, it's a bit harder because you don't.
I
Like,
mean, yeah.
don't
I mean,
have
what
so much
would
space
you
and-
generate extra? Like the entire biome is already filled with ice packs, right? So
Mhm.
what would
Yeah,
you want
but,
to
like,
generate?
You could like push in another layer and generate more ice spikes. I don't know.
Oh, okay. So it's basically on the. Okay, that's we could have like different levels. All right. Yeah,
Yeah,
well,
but
I guess you
to
typically
my
still have
knowledge,
enough.
no one ever did that.
Well, it's not that
Like,
No,
practical
otherwise you first have to
because-
know that there's an ice spike biome, and
well, it's not too hard if you have the seed.
yeah, if you have the seed, but why don't you just go in there and get the ice normally?
Yeah, like usually you get enough ice from one biome that you don't have to
Yeah, I
generate
mean,
more
or
beforehand.
either you get. I guess if you have a second one, maybe, but
Yeah,
isn't
like
that
it would be
necessary.
something you do for fun, not because you need it.
Mhm.
Which is
Unless
like, I
you-
guess that applies for the ender crystals, but it's just way easier.
Unless you
Yeah,
want
but
to do it
those
on
are
April
cool, I
14th,
guess.
then you can't do it.
Well, the thing is, like, for example, on our server, we don't have ender crystals, but now I'm getting actually interested to maybe do it this way. Would be interesting.
Yeah, like okay, for your survey, you can teleport ender crystals around. It would be way more fun because
Well,
like,
I don't know if we would do that. That would be something to discuss.
Like,
but
Are
if
you
you have
using
ender
commands?
crystals,
Ooh, hacks, cheats.
no, like moving ender crystals is a pain in the ass. Like you have to push them block by block, and you have to go out away from your island to like unpopulated terrain. So yeah, first of all, you have to push it all the way back to your end portal if you want to get in the overworld, and you really want to, because otherwise you could have just used the ender crystals you have left from the end fight, which ideally you didn't kill any of them because you can kill a dragon without destroying them.
Don't destroy 'em. Don't destroy. Hey, you forgot one. Ah. wrong.
Yeah, but usually if you want ender crystals, you want them in the overworld, and then you have to push them all the way back to the end portal, which is really, really annoying. Like, if you ever push, like, gas balls around, that's, like, the same thing. But, like, this will kill you if you mess up, if you don't have armor.
Is it better than the gas balls or worse?
Well, like, the thing is, at some point, like, it will just glitch out, like, the position, and like, with gas balls it is, and, like, gas balls will, like, just appear to be flying in some direction off, but they actually aren't. It's just some visual bug, and I'm sure that's fixed by now. But when I moved gas balls, that was still the case in 1.1, I think that was. That's getting really annoying, and also like they're flickering a lot, and when they're flickering, they're like the hitboxes all over the place, and then you cannot open chests while they flicker. It's really, really annoying. I'm not sure if that's fixed, but I guess it isn't. I would have to test, but whatever.
Well, yeah.
And
that's
that
still
like
quite weird,
in that
especially.
regard, ender crystals are a bit easier, and they also have a bigger hitbox, but it's still really annoying because like sometimes you accidentally like push a block inside of them, and then you have to get it out there, and stuff like that. And also you have to align them when you have them in your final position, which is a bit annoying. But like with like iron bars and all those fancy things, you can like align them that they look like they were like spawned there and like are in the middle of the block. I think a while back Nuke made a video about how to fix the ender crystal lag, which is caused by not having a block in the middle there because for the fire to be on. And
Does it cause lag? What?
yeah, or at least it did. Like it caused a lot of lag. If you remember when we like tried to move the end crystals, or like broke all the bedrock before in 1.7 before we updated because then like people got a lot of lag in the end because of the ender crystals.
Can't remember that.
And in that video he also showed like how you can align it in a way that it looks like it's in the middle again. So yeah, I think we can link to that.
Well, what exactly?
I will
Because
give you a
I
link.
don't understand. Okay, well,
It's a video by Nuke where he shows how to fix the ender crystal lag, and yeah, for that he also shows you how to align the ender crystal to the middle of the block again, so it looks nice.
so any other news topics?
Yes, one more. Planned Mojang release on their website. Planned maintenance is Tuesday, April 14th. So basically, what they're doing from 8 to 12 CEST, you will not be able to access Minecraft, Scrolls, or Cobalt.
Well, this thing they say that you can't log in, so I'm actually wondering if you can't just stay logged in, personally. But
I think staying on logging is not really a problem. As long as you don't join any servers that have online mode true, because then they're trying to check and then I cannot check, so you cannot join.
I'm not sure how it works for Scrolls. I think for Scrolls it would be an issue because like Scrolls a game like lasts so long. Like when you play against someone else, and afterwards you have to like connect to a new game, and then you couldn't, for example. But I'm not too sure about Scrolls. I like played like 20 minutes of it. And I have no clue what Cobalt does. So I guess for Minecraft it will be annoying for like those 4 hours, but if you just like log in beforehand, you will be fine.
It's on a Tuesday morning, so
Yes, and Tuesday also is the release of GTA 5, so yeah. For PC, of course. I cannot wait. I got it
that
preloaded.
Rockstar planned that maintenance.
Yeah, Rockstar like calling Mojang and was like, "Here, I'm gonna shut your servers down so we can get everyone."
Sure.
Well,
Are you guys
happened.
getting GTA?
I've already got it. It's already preloaded.
Like I have it for PlayStation. I don't think I will pay $60 again. Or, on the other hand, it looks way better and like apparently has more features on computer. And
The only thing I don't get, why did they release delayed it 2 years?
because it took the time to make it good.
Yeah, but why didn't they make it at the same time? And now
Because
it's
like they spent like 100 million dollars on making the version in the first place, and then they waited for like the money from the sales to make the PC version. Because like apparently they didn't have enough, I guess. So like they had a big budget in the first place.
It's hard for me to believe that GTA doesn't make enough money, but okay.
No, like it makes enough money. Like just like if you only develop the console versions in the first place, and then like wait for the money from the console versions to make the PC version, you can spend more money to make the PC version better.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah. But I think we should go back to Minecraft stuff.
Alright. So, any other news?
I think that's about it.
Alright.
I forgot to make a list of the videos that were interesting again. So I probably forgot some.
Well, I'm looking through stuff right now. Squirt is doing lots of tangent videos, so I guess it would be too much to go through individually. So I just summarized. Basically, his tangent videos are like really short. He basically, the thing about Squirt is that he has said that it takes a lot of time to make his videos because he does polish them a fair bit. And so basically, his tangent videos are easier to make. That's the main gist I got from it. So they're basically like short videos, like 30 seconds to a minute. Just sort of getting a concept, not really going to the he doesn't commentate on them. It's just music, and he doesn't like show the redstone or anything. He just shows what it does, and I think you can download it. I'm not entirely sure.
It's a bit like how Brightmoore also does some of his videos. It's just some music and he flying around.
Yeah, Brightmoore isn't really a guy though who like puts if you think about who like looks at their video production and is like how we to do this. Like, if you look at how people care about their video style, I think you can probably put Brightmoore and Squirt on the opposite side of the spectrum. So, like, if you follow Squirt on Twitter, this is not an insult. He admits this himself as well. It's like, oh my god, I need a new channel logo. What is Squirt a good name with like square root instead of Squirt? And it's like it's actually kind of funny. But yeah. So yeah, that's something we've also linked to because he's doing a lot of those. But it's just there are lots of them. Look into it if you're interested. It's a playlist. But it's too much to go through one by one because they're on their own. They're not that well. I think it's fair to say they're not that special on their own. They're just small, nice concepts. Yeah. So with that out of the way, what's next? Redstone Jazz released a video past Sunday. Again, sniping me, apparently. Or I think it wasn't Sunday. They made a video
Last week.
about...
you don't have to say the date.
Yeah, well, the thing is that I also released a video regarding the subject that day, and he again was like a couple of hours earlier, I think. So that's funny.
He was probably waiting. Oh, wow, I can change
No,
it.
it's the opposite way around. He was, I think, I think it was a couple of hours earlier or something. I'm not
Maybe
sure.
he does
Anyway.
the same thing Niels does with uploading, just like the back in time.
Actually, I'm not sure it was. I don't know. I think it was just close. Not entirely sure. But yeah. So.
What was it about?
It was about the chunk regen thing he did last week. Actually, I thought he just went to MCL and deleted the chunk every time. Apparently, he didn't. He actually did use some form of chunk regen. Guess what he used?
Wout, come on.
Yes, thanks. The thing is that he doesn't even. Well, he does credit me in the video. That so there's no real issue there. But it's like at the end he puts, oh yeah. Also, I'm actually using this command. Okay. Then he goes on. At first I was like, come on, dude, you gotta credit me. But he does it in the end, and he doesn't link to the video though. So I comment on it, and I hope he fixed it.
No, it's there in the comment. In the description.
Okay, then you
Yeah,
changed
it's like original video, Nerdist video, Wout's video.
Yeah, I think he just forgot to add it. He said it in the video, but he probably didn't get around to it. So yeah, that's nice. Also, we will link to Jazz's video in the description, of course.
Also, what I noticed when I watched your video is like that you didn't mention that we talked about in the podcast, which I guess you could have done. Like just promote the podcast a bit more, but.
Well, yeah, it's not that. Yeah, I'm sorry, I'm not an advertising machine. I mean.
But you don't have to like spam it or whatever. It's just like.
Well,
hey,
I just
don't
don't
know more about it. We talked in this podcast about it.
Yeah, but I think like the video was already 17 minutes. I don't think you would be.
Yeah,
I think the explanation was probably thorough enough.
If it was already 17 minutes, people who watched the entire thing, they don't mind waiting 30 more seconds, maybe.
No, the thing, the thing is that I would think it's not too useful to them because, well, I already explained basically everything that was even remotely related to the subject in that video, probably. So it was longer than I actually wanted it to
Maybe
be.
next time when you make something cool, then I don't know.
Could like just put like a 10-second annotation at the beginning of the video.
I think we need to get Nerdy on, and then he's the biggest guy on the podcast on YouTube, and then you can all spam him with advertising. Anyway, yeah. So apparently I should advertise more. Question to the viewers: should Wout advertise more? Yes or no? I'll put it in the show notes.
I will comment on it and say yes. No,
Yes, thanks, enemy.
I looked back a bit, and like if you look at the view count of all our videos, like for the first episode, like we have the most views because like we hyped it a bit, and like everyone made like an announcement video on their channel and so on. And for the other ones, like yeah, like with the people with the quote unquote regular upload anyway, right? And if you look at the other episodes, like it dropped down a bit, and recently it went up again. So, but like it's nowhere near the first episode for some reason, and I think that's just because we're not promoting it a lot or in any way on
No,
like.
not for.
Well,
I don't really. Yeah, I don't mind that Wout is
I
not
don't mind
making every week. Oh, new episode is out, and then if you
Yeah,
for
no,
that.
of course I wouldn't want that
No,
as well.
no, I would.
Background footage will run out too fast.
I actually do retweet it if it's on Twitter because I retweet.
I
stuff
put it
more.
on Twitter every week automatically.
Wait, what?
I don't look at Twitter every week.
Wait. Then I should actually probably follow the pod. I thought I followed it actually. So
You did
See?
follow it.
I still follow it, but I guess my Twitter is just such a spam box these days that I don't see it anymore.
Just wait Monday evening 9 p.m. Then go to Twitter and press the.
I know. I think I've done it a couple of times, but yeah, definitely not always. Oh well.
Because that's lately the podcast has been going out on regular times, on time every week. So
Oh my God, what's happening to us?
this live show notes things is really working out great.
Yes, thanks everyone for
Saving
participating.
lots of time.
Yeah,
Okay.
we don't need to crowdsource our show notes anymore.
Crowdsource.
That we ever did.
Yeah.
That was so bad.
Well, where were we? Okay, so more YouTube news.
Yeah, on the vent episode we were still missing the show notes. Fixed
Yeah.
Did we talk about that last time?
Niels fixed it technically. Oh yeah.
Did
yeah,
you
I
paste them
remember
in, Wout?
now. What do you mean paste them in? You didn't tell me
Paste
to
them in.
paste them in. You just put them in the thing to show.
Oh, I
hey,
didn't
dude,
paste them in.
worked
I thought you.
this. Dude, that communication. I didn't have a clue.
Oh, interesting.
Oh, earlier when you were still crowdsourcing the comments and
Niels
the
and Wout
notes, then it was
arguing
always
about
when you
communication.
have them, post them in Skype, and then Wout was going to search your links and paste them in.
That wasn't too clear, but okay, yeah, I can do that.
Oh.
It does make sense because I think you put, or like I went through the show notes from a lot of episodes last week to check, and I think it was either in one of those or in the ones you made. I hope it's in ones you made. That there was something about limited and something like podcasts we talked. I think it was at 10 actually because we discussed other podcasts in that episode.
Yeah.
Yeah. Okay. Luckily, so then I can fill that in because yeah, it's limited engagement. But I guess I will link it in there. Well, also in here since I mentioned it. That's great. Actually, speaking of, I should probably mention that limited engagement. I didn't watch the full. It was kind of late stream, and I'm not sure if it's already uploaded to that channel. But last week on April 1st in the evening, the joke apparently was that they tweeted they earlier about like something like limited engagement, reopens or something, whatever. April 1st this time, and I was like, well, maybe not.
Oh, okay, now I remember it was a podcast, right?
Yeah, it was a podcast. It's a podcast. Oh yeah, so
map
should
making
probably
thing.
say. Yeah, it's a podcast about map making, which
Okay.
so it's definitely not like this. But if you're, some people will probably also like map making. So if you're interested in that, I suggest you check it out. It's I would have to say it's interesting. Usually, I mean it depends. I'm just not that much into map making, but some people really are. So it's interesting for them. But yeah, so that has started again, and I don't know what their schedule really is. I'm not sure if they have a schedule because they haven't done another episode yet.
Don't
So
have a schedule.
Maybe it was just, well, yeah, last summer or was every week at this time and they streamed it, so it was more like a stream than
Maybe it
podcast,
was
but-
just one for April 1st.
Yeah,
That's it.
I'm wondering. I'm not sure. They may have explained in the stream/podcast, but I wasn't there for the entire time, so I don't know. But yeah, so in case you're interested in that, yeah, we'll link to their Twitter in the description, and maybe you can follow them for a base or something. Well, now for all of the news, I guess it's time to arrive at the awful news we had. Oh wait, I'm not sure. No, the news is either awful or great, or maybe just not interesting, probably to you. But yeah, on Sunday I had to battle the overlord of command blocks called Crush Pixel, and totally out of the blue, came unexpected. I came home from a family event, and I got a message from Mr. Makistan. Nelly is ready. Can you come tonight? And I was like, totally not. But yeah. So
If you had time to prepare for the last 24 hours,
Wait,
before that,
wait,
then
wait,
you
wait,
can
wait, wait.
study all of your command block stuff.
no, okay. So
Did
maybe
you
we
win
should
then?
maybe we should put a spoiler alert here. Like, oh, we're gonna get spoilers. So if you really want to watch the episode first, go and watch it.
We're talking
Pause,
about
pause,
Command
pause.
King episode 6, the finale, by the way. I think
7.
you mentioned
Episode
it.
7.
Yeah. Oh yeah.
7? Oh, sorry.
Yes.
Yeah. Okay.
1, 2, 3, 4 were the quarterfinals, and then 5 and 6
Okay.
semifinals, and then 7 final.
Yay.
Alright.
Yeah. Before you people call self promotion, Neil started putting it here on the podcast. So I'm just trying to finish the story.
What?
Well, I don't know. It's kind of weird to talk about your own stuff, but oh well. So yeah, Crush Pixel won, unfortunately, but throughout the journey, I learned that he has reverted from his evil ways, and also important news is that he is going to start the second series, which I will try to aid him with and possibly participate, and on this
But
Squirt
if
notes.
he is hosting it, then he does not participate himself.
No, so
Oh.
I would be more than willing to
Then you
fill up
would-
his spots, and
Okay,
it would be very
yeah.
nice for the community if he were to do that and give it to such a nice and caring individual like me. And yeah, that's but yeah, I really learned that he has become a nice person. That's why I also treat him differently now. So yeah, that's that.
I,
Then,
like,
any sense?
when I watched it, I was like, it was cool that make him mix it up a bit and like start with with like these questions.
Oh, the question. They were. Oh, I suck at them.
And, like, what was really interesting to me, like some of the stuff I didn't know myself as well, but like some of the stuff was like, why doesn't Wout know this?
Are you talking about random tick speed, for example?
Yeah, for example, like
I actually heard tick speeds.
yeah, like yeah.
The thing
you
is, I
wrote
wouldn't
tick
have
speed.
known it
I know
anyway.
With that
I-
one,
I
I
didn't
noticed,
know it
okay,
either.
you just misunderstood it, but
No, because I also don't know it.
oh, okay.
But he was like, "It is a very easy question. What is the tick speed?" Well, 20 ticks. So
Yeah, like random tick speed.
yeah, that would make
Yeah,
more
it's-
sense.
But one,
free. So
some of the answers, yeah, you're the closest by the real answer.
Yeah,
so
it
you
wasn't
win.
really clear to me in the
It
beginning.
doesn't make any sense.
yeah,
No,
like it's
no,
still
no, look,
wrong.
I
Like-
don't
like
have an issue with
3
it.
plus 3 is 6. If you say 7, you're still wrong.
Look, I don't have an issue with it. I think Crush Pixel, well, he won anyway, so and he
Yeah.
knows a lot about it. He definitely seemed to know a bit more about the stuff, so I definitely also think he deserved that round. But it would have been nice to be like. I think I only got that element like halfway through the first round. That oh wait, you actually have to be the closest. Okay, now maybe I should have guessed a bit differently.
And then there was this one thing where you were closer, but it actually didn't count.
Yeah, but he said that on before then. It's not like he just totally
yeah,
took a Crush Pixel side or something. That would have been shitty.
you know, but like it was kind of funny to me that the one time you were
maybe.
close enough,
Yeah.
it didn't count.
Maybe he
Yeah.
did. No, already.
I mean, it was also a lot of luck. Like for example, you had the one with not luck. I mean, partial luck because
With
you had the one with the slots for the helmet or something. Like I knew it started at 0 for the hotbar, then it continues from 10 into the inventory, and then it starts at 100 for the armor. So I knew that, but I didn't know it started from the top or the bottom. So that was just a guess, and yeah. And
Did it
that
start
worked.
from the top or the bottom?
I think the top, so it's 100 for the helmet. I think I guess like oh no wait, it's opposite. No, it starts at the bottom, but I guess it started at the top and was 100, but actually it was at the bottom and it was 103 But because Pixel started counting from 101 instead of 100, so that's why he gets 104. But because it was the closest, he got that point. So yeah. So, and that's, everyone's a bit on like that, but I guess we shouldn't discuss the entire episode in here.
Nah.
Yeah, go and watch it. It will be in the description if you want to, of course. You guys should do these segments. I feel way too centric doing these. Oh well. Yeah, I guess that's about it.
I think so. Yeah.
All right.
Like I like that he mixed up for the finale. That was
Yeah, like he also said he was gonna
Good
do it, and I didn't have a clue what though, so that was really interesting going
Okay.
into there, blind basically. So yeah, I
I
guess.
was surprised that it got released
that
only
quick,
1
yeah.
week or
Yeah,
2
it
weeks after the other one, because
It was the day after we
between
recorded it, so that was really weird.
5 and 6 there was a long gap, and
Yeah.
then between 6 and 7 it's almost right after each other in comparison.
Yeah, because for 6 there was issues with Toybot and his computer first, and then also he had the video on YouTube, but he wasn't gonna release it at first. And then basically with the finale, he was just like, okay, got the finale done in a couple of days. Now we're gonna record, and now I'm gonna release it tomorrow. So yeah, that was really cramped.
Being
Well, cramped. I mean,
productive.
it was really quick. That yeah, relatively speaking.
I like that I didn't have to wait for it.
Well, I liked that I didn't have to keep silent about it for too long, I guess. Oh well. So yeah, that's that. Link in the description. Next topic.
I'm not sure if it's like fits in chronologically, but Cube Hamster made this multi keycard thing. Did you look at that? Did anyone
Yeah, I
see
saw
that?
that.
Like if you see it, like it's pretty obvious what he does before, even if you don't know what the redstone looks like. And it's basically you have like a password item, basically like your key card, and you put it in, and it filters out the correct item, and then it opens like your door or not if it's the wrong item.
But
And he
wasn't
just
that
has
okay? Just
like
continue.
he has in his setup he has like six vaults or doors basically that he opens with 6 different items, and it's just like a sorter line, and every time he activates the sorter, he triggers the door to open it or close it, and then
Well-
he gives you your item back. So nothing too complicated.
Yeah,
or-
I
The
mean,
only thing, I think that can be a bit faster. Because now you have to wait relatively long. If you add more things, more keys to it.
How would you make it faster? If like you still have to check every single sorter, right?
Yeah, but maybe you can do eyes on top, or I don't know if you
Yeah,
use
with eyes
instant
would be
droppers.
faster,
Can
yeah.
you, if you go that, if instant droppers go over a hopper,
Or hopper line.
does
I'm
that
not sure. I never
work?
tried that.
Because then you can
That
sort
would be
it
an
really
interesting
fast.
thing. Yeah, that would be an interesting thing. You should test that and tell us next week, because that'd be something really interesting. Or maybe
we
if you
should
have the
test it
time, test
anyway.
it now and tell us later on. But like if when you mentioned Instant Chopper, Ideal linked me a video I think today or yesterday, and it's basically a different Instant Chopper design. It's just like a repeater pointed into the first chopper, and then like redstone along on your Instant Choppers, and that's it.
Don't you have to point it in the direction in the right way to do it?
Like what I
But-
saw from the video, it's like line of droppers, and then it's like the repeater going into the first dropper, and then on all of the droppers there's just redstone on top, and that's it.
Yeah, but
Nothing
it's
else.
in direction dependent, right?
I'm not sure. I haven't checked it out that much, but
Yeah.
I would guess so.
Yeah, probably. But I guess that's the thing with those designs anyway, so that's
Yeah.
alright. Yeah. So I guess he doesn't make a video about it yet, right? So we can't link it.
No, it's from some other guy. He has like 4 subscribers. I
Yeah.
will get you the link
Okay. Yes.
later.
But anyway. Alright. The thing about cubes, so if that's what the keycard really is, like Cube's a smart guy and all, but I think that's kind of like main thing is the main reason I find it a bit too simple is because I actually remember a video by AC10AC where he also made made a door, I think, which was triggered by a special paper with the passwords. I suppose it's something like that, right?
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah,
so let me-
the only thing this is with 6 different doors.
yeah. So
yeah,
it's,
like it's,
I'm not saying, of course, he's put effort and decision to it. So, but I'm just saying that this has been done before. So,
yeah, like when I clicked on it, I was like expecting, okay, this is something different than this, because like usually Cube doesn't do this like simple obvious stuff. But Yeah, it was.
Well,
Not,
but I
that
think
like
it's.
bad because of that, but
Yeah, I mean, I think it's fair that we sometimes also criticize stuff on the podcast, just to keep things a bit too fair. But oh well.
yeah.
I mean, Cube still does a lot of good stuff. I mean, or at least that's our opinion, I guess. You can get it from the podcast, but yeah, I just got the
I
video
think he
pulled up
also
here.
said in the beginning that like this design was like on the CubeCrowd test server for like a long time, and he just now decided to make a video. So maybe at the time it was like really new and more impressive or something.
Oh, okay. Well, yeah, I also got the video by ACNZC, which seems to be the one I was thinking of. I mean,
Is it like
well,
over a year old?
it's over 2 years old.
Yeah, okay.
So
I'm
like
not sure
when
how long he had this design. If he says in the video, but I can't remember.
February 3rd, 2013, so probably not too long after hoppers were introduced in the snapshots.
Yeah.
So yeah, it's basically it's also multi keycard. It's like Bank of Minecraft where you could access different chests using different names. I think.
Yeah, it's basically the same thing. Just
Yeah.
you don't have to have a door in between, right?
Yeah, I
I
guess.
tested it and it does not work.
Oh,
You mean
okay.
AC10's thing or
No,
the
thing, or-
instant dropper.
instant dropper with.
Oh,
Sora,
okay. I was like, wait, what? All right. So,
Unfortunately.
Yeah, I guess like
yeah, so
the
we'll
hopper
link to
doesn't
the
check
description.
every game tick for a new item in the stuff above it, right?
Well,
So
see, that's
that's
the
why.
thing, Niels. You should probably do it in all 4 directions because the whole way instant droppers work is because of the Redstone update order. Because if you update them in the right, because Hopper,
Yeah. I
uh,
now only tested if the items were going east.
okay,
I
so
will
you
make
should
it in
probably
the other
rotate it.
direction as well.
Because the way it works, as far as I understand, is just that dropper or hopper interactions are instant, except for like you mean hopper. I mean, of course, hoppers have like delay to cool down, but if you activate a dropper, it will transfer the item instantly to the next container. So using that, if you make sure that they are triggered within the same tick in the right order during the processing of that tick, then you can get it going like that. But it depends on a bit order, so it's direction dependent. So I think I don't
At least
know
in
much
the east,
about it,
it's
actually.
not working. I'm not testing the other direction.
It will probably work in some direction.
Hopefully.
Yeah. Well, there are ways
I'm not
to
sure. Like, what do you guys think? Should like they quote unquote fix directional dependency? Like, I know it's kind of hard to
can't-
do.
I don't know how you would fix it, to be honest.
Yeah, like
You need to do stuff in some order. It's sequential programming, so
yeah, of course, but like I don't think it should be a thing where you have like these quote unquote inconsistencies with like different directions. Like especially for newer people who don't know all the ways Minecraft is broken. Like if you're a new player,
Yeah.
you won't know. Like you will build something, it doesn't work, and you build the other way around, and it works again, and like that could be really confusing. So I think it like if possible they should try to make it in a way where you don't have those orientation dependencies anymore, or like for example like location dependencies where it only works in like certain parts of your world, which is like also really confusing to me because I don't know what's
Yeah, I
like the
haven't
reason
looked-
behind that.
I started hearing about it not too long ago, and I guess it has something to do with chunk borders possibly, but actually I
Yeah,
haven't seen
like,
any clear examples. so I
Like,
don't
most
know for
people
sure.
just say okay, yeah, it's coordinate dependent, but like they don't say why exactly or in what ways. So I guess like no one like is really sure about
Yeah.
of how it works, or just doesn't tell a lot. And yeah, like I think those kind of things, like especially for newer people, are like really hard to grasp. And
Well,
be
Minecraft
there.
isn't too consistent, yeah.
Going
Definitely.
to the south, it's also not working.
Right. I guess the next subject on our subscriptions. Well, Brightmoore called on that. Went on a massacre, I guess, yesterday. Just 5 videos at once for some reason, or 6, I'm not sure. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 videos actually.
I tested in all directions the instant droppers and doesn't seem to work in any of them.
Okay,
So,
Okay, well, I'm looking at this is
does
actually
the
one
instant
video.
dropper work in all directions?
yes, I tested the instant dropper themselves first.
Okay, they work in all directions, like the simple one I talked about.
Yeah.
Or did you use different one? Okay,
Just
that's interesting.
The simple one one dropper line with diagonal redstone and then a line of power rails. Or
No,
activator rails.
I mean the one I said, like just redstone on top and a repeater pointing into the first dropper.
No.
Yeah.
I in that one video from test,
No,
what
like-
he
like,
shows in the beginning. The
If you look
manual
at TeamSpeak,
version.
I linked it. That one. But yeah.
Something else I think we should probably mention is, well, it's I guess it's a game I just haven't heard about. Backflip Madness. I don't know.
Oh
Apparently
yeah.
it's well known, but I guess it's.
I
Oh,
never
maybe you
heard
should
of it as
explain the
well.
game because, yeah, well, Maki made it in Minecraft because why not? So the thing is that the game itself doesn't look that hard, but it's not easy to make as in Minecraft. Animations aren't that easily. Well, animations in Minecraft are a bit of a pain, so it's quite interesting that he managed to get. It looks quite good, I would say, if you look at it. So we'll link to that video in the description. You can kind of see. Of course, it's not that elegant, but the animations are way better than I would expect them to be, as in like randomly composed. Well, not randomly, but like basically considering they consist of several different parameters which define the jump and that kind of stuff. So yeah,
wasn't
know. I like them.
yeah, like it was like, that's interesting, backflips. How would you do that? And I was like thinking about it, like obviously you can't use normal player. You would like use, like, I don't know, like an armor stand, like, oh yeah, it's another thing with armor stands.
Yeah.
Yeah, like
How it says everything.
like
Arm stand with something.
armor stand with something as always.
Well, yeah.
No, like when you just talked about the animation stuff, I remembered that there was like a video of I will find out who made it and so on, but someone made human NPCs. Basically, it's just like, hey, it's another player with like individual skin that like attacks you as well, and it's basically a zombie wearing a hat, which is a block, like it has a block on his head, and the block has a custom block model, which is a player. And every time it walks, you detect it with command blocks and change the block to the second animation stage and the third animation stage and so on. And in that way, you get like actual animated players walking towards you and hitting you and so on. Quite cool, I guess. Like animations, of course, backflip animations are different, but walking animations are like have been done before and are not that hard from what I got from the video, but I'm not sure if it shows like the whole thing or just like says how he does it and doesn't show redstone. I don't remember.
I don't think it shows them. He just shows he shows the command blocks in the end. Okay, he doesn't explain exactly what they do.
Oh, so you have seen the video as well?
Wait, I thought we were talking about Maki's. Okay, maybe.
No, like the one with like the zombies and the animation for walking.
Oh, okay, never mind. That's not a video we should link to.
Yeah,
Yeah,
I will find it.
I'm like trying to look up videos already right now, so that's why I'm being distracted.
Multitasking. Whoa.
Yeah, it's hard. I'm a guy, okay. I'm using I can use a Siri tab to help me now. So yeah, that's animations in Minecraft. For me, that's kind of the news this week. I don't know about you guys.
And it seemed from just a moment ago, Nerdy uploaded something.
Yeah, I'd known it, but I think we should probably look into it and see next week if we're gonna feature it.
Yeah.
Else we're gonna have to all watch it right now. So I think Niels wants to pull it on the spot right now. Whatever.
I haven't watched it yet. So
yeah, me neither. I just pulled it up, but I guess I shouldn't watch during the podcast. So yeah, I don't know. Do you guys still have something?
Let me look in the list.
Like I was like really busy with IL stuff this week, so I didn't write anything down.
Well, so I also don't write stuff down. I just go through subscriptions for the most part. And then
I'm not
I
really
think I
prepared to
should
speak.
make some kind of playlist for each week. It's some stuff I want to mention, and then.
I don't know. That would be even harder.
Like I used to have like this text file where I just copy in links and like maybe just like say what they are or like other things I want to talk about. But apart from that,
I know one day you sent the entire list.
the
I'm not
controllable beacon thing.
Oh,
From,
yes.
Peter.
Peter Young TV, right?
TW. Basically, I think it was like an April Fool's video as well, right?
Yeah, it was on April 1st, but it's
Yeah,
actually something.
he made this controllable beacon where you have a beacon and you have a few buttons on it, and that you can change the effect with the button on the beacon without like looking inside the beacon and changing it by hand. And like when he made that video, I was like, he uses like command blocks to give you the effect, which would be like quite boring because normally Peter Young doesn't do stuff with command blocks that way. So I thought like how did you do it if you wanted to do it in survival, and like you actually have like the idea is you have to have different beacons like below each other, and then like just clear up block the sky access or not. And yeah, that's basically actually what it is. What I didn't think of at the time is that you actually have to like move away the middle part of the pyramid as well if you have them below each other, which
Yeah,
yeah.
there are iron blocks and beacon beams cannot go through that, so.
Yeah.
I was
didn't
thinking
think of how hard that or easy that could be. So
I was thinking for possible ways of how it could work. I knew how to switch between effect A and B or only effect A. I know how to do stuff like that, but I think I did believe it completely at that time because April Fools.
but yeah, like now
stuff on that.
he explained it, and basically it's like the 6 beacon effect. Like he has 6 beacons below each other, and then with pistons removes the middle part of the pyramid so a beacon beam can go all the way through and give you the effect. And yeah, of course, like for the ones on top, they don't give you the effect anymore because they don't have the pyramid anymore. Which I think in earlier versions like still worked, right? Like when did it fix that? Like in 1.8
In earlier versions, it would only
something.
check the top layer. So if you
Yeah.
make the full pyramid and then you broke everything except the top pyramid layer and you didn't update anything of that, then the beacon effect will still go on.
Yeah, I think like they did that in like 1.8 snapshots where they fixed that, right?
Probably.
Yeah, like back in 1.7 when you like cleaned up your beacons, you like always started from the bottom because then you could have like the haze effect till the end.
I always started from the top.
Yeah, like it's not the way to do it.
Doesn't it make more sense to keep on doing it from the top?
Like if you do it from the top, you lose the effects right away, and if you do it from the bottom, you have the
because
effect till you break the top layer.
No, the thing is because the effect goes to whatever the beacon is to the top of the world. So if you start at the top, then
No, like if you break down the beacon.
wait, what? Okay,
If you have
talking
a
about
beacon
breaking
and you want to remove it again because you move it or whatever, right?
Yeah.
You will have the effect till you start breaking the pyramid, right? But in 1.7 it was it only checked for the top layer of the pyramid. Like once it was activated, it only checked for the top layer.
Yeah.
So if you started breaking the pyramid from the bottom, you could have like your haste effect till the very end. And if you start from the top, you lose your haste effect like after the first few blocks.
Okay, never mind.
And
Actually,
then you have to mine the whole pyramid in the slow speed.
Well, I was thinking of something completely different, which actually didn't make sense. Now I think about it, so that was kind of stupid, but not worth discussing. Apart from that, I don't know. So, anything you guys want to mention?
Yeah, if you have enough stuff to make that thing, why didn't you just make a normal beacon tower where you have all effects all the time?
Yeah, like one big pyramid.
You even save one beacon that is for show on top.
Because you don't want annoying particles.
I get the particles anyway.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Because
if you don't want multiple beams, then okay. But in this way, you can only have one effect at a time, which there's other things that are some interesting redstone contentions, but don't make a lot of sense. The 1x1 infinite water source. Did someone see that?
Yep.
And
Made by who?
Annihilator. Dragon Nuke and Annihilator.
by Dockham, Dragon Nuke, and
Purple Dragon Nuke and Annihilator, the starter guy.
Okay, no, I didn't see it.
I think I'm not sure if Annihilator made a video about it as well, but Purple did. And it's basically like if you imagine you have a wheat field, right? You have like your water source in the middle, and then like all around your wheat. And if you were to take that water out, it would refill that water.
I don't
Yes.
really understand, but
Basically, it's below it's a 2x2 water source, and then it like fills the bucket for you, and then it will put the bucket in the dropper. And on top of this dropper, there's your 1x1 infinite water, right? And if you take that away, it will just put water back all
Oh.
the time.
Yeah, that actually makes sense if you think about it.
Yeah, so like if you want to have like a 1x1 infinite water source and have space below to actually fit in the mechanism and the 2x2 water
Well,
as well.
actually, personally, I think it makes
can
sense in the
build.
base. Yeah.
Yeah, like in a base where it could make sense. But on the other hand, like you also need a lot the whole space for the redstone and so on.
Yeah.
So,
So not on
yeah.
like a house, but like.
But on the other hand, it's like I think the smallest one out there, like only like a volume of what was it, like 2 high and like I don't remember the exact dimensions. It's not very big. It's quite small. And yeah, it's like I thought when I saw it, it was like this doesn't make a lot of sense. Sure, it's a funny contraption, but like this is no way practical at all. But I guess in the base it could be something you could want. Yes.
If you really need lots of water, just use an ice and you can break it.
Yeah.
That's also a thing. But sometimes you need water buckets for like I don't know, like redstone, like if you want to make a big farm or something.
Yeah,
Yeah,
for the
like
Guardian
something
farm
where you
and
flush
you want-
something out or whatever. Yeah.
Then you would need a lot of water buckets. Yeah. I don't know. That's actually interesting. I hadn't thought of that yet. Now I guess I don't know. Still anything?
yeah, what we just did.
What did we do this week?
Yeah.
I crafted iron, and that's all I did this week because I was very, very busy.
And me had a nice week.
Yeah, we did,
No, you go ahead. Go ahead.
yeah, for the storage, we did some more progress of
Uh,
building
yeah,
it, and
storage of the Wither Viper.
yeah.
Niels
Hey.
also had a nice week.
Really, did I?
They didn't. I don't know. I'm just kidding. I'm just making.
I
I
got
don't know.
back from
I'm-
vacation. I had a
Yeah.
nice vacation all week long.
Oh, Doc did not have a nice vacation.
I went to Disney World.
Doc had a very stereotypically American vacation.
Oh, yeah. Where else are Americans gonna go? They're either gonna go to Europe or to Disney World, of course, because those are the only two places Americans can go.
Oh, it's good you go to the skip world, and we don't have to put up with you dirty Americans here in Europe.
Excuse me?
Not another thing. Sorry.
My
Excuse me?
stereotype, I would assume you either go to Disney World or Land or whatever that is. Grand
Yeah,
Canyon or
in the
Hawaii.
United States, it's called Disney World, and over here,
No.
it's Disneyland.
We have a Disney World and a Disneyland.
What's
Oh,
the difference then?
The Disneyland is in California. Disney World is in Florida.
Yeah, but
Difference is
Is
that it makes more
Disneyland
money.
an actual country?
about the park.
Florida's a state.
California's
Yeah.
also
No,
a
like if
state.
Disneyland is an actual own country, that would be fun.
Oh, well, pretty sure Walt Disney would want that at some point, but he's dead, so it's kind of hard for him to make that decision.
Okay.
Remember, all your dreams can come true.
That's like some great metaphor for the collapse or like corruption in the American government or something. I don't know. Okay, whatever. I'm trying to think this through too much.
Always remember
Um,
you're unique and yeah,
Yeah.
unique, just like everyone else.
Okay, that was done.
I do know from another podcast, I don't know which one it was, but people were complaining about, yeah, they live close to the airport of Disney World, and everyone there's always people who go to Disney World, and they were complaining about it.
I remember hearing that like Walt Disney personally like went like to like local shops around and like made a deal with them so they don't sell chewing gum because he didn't want like his park full of chewing gum, and you can like nowhere near Disney World or Land or whatever it was buy
I
heard
chewing
that.
gum.
Yeah, they don't
And-
sell.
Makes sense.
They don't sell chewing gum in Disney World.
And apparently,
Yeah, but like he
in-
actually went to like the shops around like in the close proximity.
Well, yeah, but they
and,
do
like,
now.
Oh, well,
didn't
I
know.
guess,
Well, okay.
he's not bribing them anymore. Now he's dead.
Well, he can't.
Not
Again,
blackmailing them anymore with their dirty
Well,
pictures and stuff.
maybe
and-
like people still do it or whatever. I don't know.
if Walt Disney walked into my shop and asked me to stop selling chewing gum, I'd stop selling everything because there's a ghost in my shop.
It could be a zombie.
Oh no, maybe it's a zombie. That would probably be even worse.
I guess on another thing I did this week is I found out there's a new TV show called iZombie, and it's basically about a girl who like dies, gets bitten and is a zombie. Like there's a zombie outbreak on a boat, on a boat party, and like basically everyone dies there, but it's like a contained outbreak, and like she thinks she's the only survivor, but there's like also a few other people, and she's like a normal human being, just like she has this craving for brains, and she can think normally and talk and everything. And it's quite interesting because she works at a morgue and eats brains and like gets like memories and visions and helps solve crime.
Sounds like a
Yeah,
weird
I really
show.
don't understand that.
Sounds like a
Yeah.
very like weird thing.
Sounds like a perfectly German show.
No, but
We already started with the American
no, like-
stereotypes. Now it's time for your Germans.
Enemy, have another beer.
I don't. I would have to go downstairs.
Too much effort.
No, at work, like I recently started a new position and like I get keys again and so on, like for getting inside the building and so on. And on my keychain, I actually got a beer opener.
Oh, because they totally don't want you to drink at work. I see.
Yes,
Can't you open a bottle like that with almost everything?
basically, yeah.
So,
There's this funny gif
have
how
a
to
key
open a beer
on
with
your
a banana. And I looked at it and it was like, how would you open it with a banana? Banana is way too soft. And like he just takes a banana and knocks the beer off the table and it breaks.
Well, also works. Okay,
Yeah.
maybe we should get back to
Enough of that. Yeah.
Minecraft. I'm wondering now. We have been recording for almost 1.5 hours, so maybe it's been 2 weeks in a row. But maybe we should also skip the news, what we did last week section. Well, depends on
Didn't
how
we
long
just
this
do that?
actually. Well,
Well,
guess we did.
We just did that.
Yeah,
Wow,
actually.
like,
good morning.
Good morning.
night.
Wow, how was your nap?
I made show notes all night. It must
Hope
have...
you had a good night.
No, I didn't have to listen to dark. Sorry. Now let's move on. So yeah, I guess it's time for the most important person on the podcast to do his show note. What he did this week. Dark.
Ooh.
I've already said what I did this week.
Crap. Then I guess I'm the most important person.
Oh no, that can't be true.
Well, Niels, I just said it, so I guess it must be true. Yeah, I guess I worked a bit on my project I've been working for a while now, which big project and
Very
if it-
descriptive.
This
If I
just
finish
in.
it, it will
Wout
be really
sleeps
cool.
to the recordings.
It's also something I did last week apparently. Okay, enemy, we will link to that. So yeah, I worked on that. Apart from that, I worked on college, and apart from that, I didn't do much. Well, I
This is
recorded
not
the video
what
last
I
week.
did on school.
What about apart from that?
Not too much. That's just thing. It's just been assignments. Like it's supposed to be holidays, but it's actually they call it a break, and it's actually right because we have to do tons of stuff for school, and it's not nice. Yeah, it works out, I guess. And yeah.
That about.
Well, I just hope that we have more time for Minecraft stuff finally, but no. Anyway, I'm still pushing videos. That's nice. I made one last Sunday again, and I will make one again this weekend about some filter, which will be tomorrow actually.
What? Multiple videos a week. How can you do that?
Oh, I make one video a week. Well, last
video
last
a
week
week.
I did week I did 3 because of April Fools. But
what filter video?
it's a filter I wrote for Red Ice Master a couple of or Daniel Keaton a couple of weeks ago. But because of the
What does it
limestone for that project, I actually was like, I should probably do this first, and then maybe make the April Fools video, and then get back to other stuff. So yeah. So now I have that
I think
video.
you told about that filter like 2 weeks ago or something. And then you
yeah,
were like,
it was made
I will
like 3
just
weeks ago or
release
something.
The limestone one first and push it back.
Yeah.
That's how
Mentioned
you
that.
do it.
that's
3
okay.
weeks you don't do any video and then
No,
just release everything in the same
s-
week.
No, I still
Haha.
do it. I still make a video every week, but I just try
Really?
to do it once a week, and this way I still have some videos behind which I can make pretty easily and publish that way. That's like regular content, which I don't know most people seem to like. So, and I don't. It also puts less stress on me. So, yeah. Oh no, it's something I'm totally okay with, even though it sounds very corporate.
You should totally like link the podcast on your YouTube and say like, hey, this is yeah, here I talk about my upload schedule and stuff if you're interested, and then you just like let them listen to the whole thing to find.
You guys should talk more about your
Episodes.
stuff then. I don't want this to be
Upload
my
schedule.
podcast, but
Listen to episode 18 at 1 hour and so many minutes. If you
I don't want this
this
to be about me,
listen
damn
to
it.
episode that.
you'll say something about what you did with your upload schedule.
With upload schedule of what?
With
My
for
own
videos.
channel?
Yes.
That's I uploaded something last week, and before that I uploaded some Hypixel hack reports. Just 5 seconds video, 30 seconds videos about why
The
someone
upload
hacked.
schedule is like you
And
upload
before
when you have
that, I
something.
uploaded 3 years ago, I think.
That's about that.
Yeah.
That's like regular, right?
Oh no, wait, one video from a school project, but that, yeah. Those are private, unlisted videos, so
Aww.
I can't find them. Haha.
You have to link it because you talked about it.
God damn it.
Okay, what video?
Some
Some
school project.
unlisted video.
Okay, Niels unlisted video, which will be down in the comment description. Damn it. Show notes,
We
dang
will
it.
also try to make more markers this time for Myron. So he
Yeah.
Actually, Marin didn't ask. Marin was convinced by Yewe's Jedi mind tricks. Maybe we shouldn't actually listen to Yewe and just get the same amount of markers.
Yeah, just one Myron mark every 30 minutes.
It would be funny to like make more make like every 15 minutes markers, and like after 10 episodes where we do them right all the time, we just make one marker and do it like completely wrong, just to see if he notices.
Well, the thing is that it's a bit off anyway, so.
Yeah, I know, but like just make it like marker 1 is like at 15 minutes and marker 2 is at 17 or something.
Well,
Just like make it wrong like a lot, so people like think that we know how to do stuff, and then we just messed up one time really big. So
Wait, we know how to do stuff?
I don't know.
yes, that's
apparently.
what I'm trying to convey here.
what enemy is saying at least. So yeah, that's I guess what I kinda did in the past 2 weeks. Yeah, not
Okay.
too. I don't know. I can't think of anything. Wasted time on my pixel probably a lot. So yeah, I guess everyone talked about what he did.
Yes, I
Or
think
not.
so.
Yeah, I think so.
I don't know. It's not like I'm actually listening. I was sleeping, remember? So yeah, on that note, we're about 1.5 hours in. So
Time to wrap it up, I
Out.
guess.
I don't know.
Do the
Whoa.
outro.
Thanks,
Okay.
Niels.
do
This
it.
week for the
If I
Wout
was
show.
not going to say that, they just were going to wait.
Yeah, I always wait till you say it. It's really funny.
It's a time for the Welsh row.
No, and me now Niels need to say it again because
Out.
only he can say it.
I didn't say anything. It was done.
Yes.
Niels, sing some dramatic outro music while he does the Welsh row.
No, because that's getting copyright.
No, like, make up your own song.
Wout.
Okay, this week
Do
on
the
the
Wout.
Wout show, I'm going to do something which is a bit unorthodox and probably will sound horrible.
Without any quotes.
Okay, everyone, don't talk for a bit, or you will hear a terrible echo. But yeah, enjoy. Okay, actually, you guys have to talk for a second while I fix my TeamSpeak settings, else this won't work. So give me a second.
Okay. What should
Okay.
we talk about?
Yeah.
I like trains.
Oh no, wait, I can't sing that. Damn it.
Desmond the Moon Bear.
Okay, I'm ready. So guys, prepare and don't talk because it's gonna get screwed over.
Okay, it's out.
It's really, really quiet.
In case you enjoyed that second time, because I forgot to push the talk button, check out the Xavier Acapella team, which is actually not even it's actually unlisted, so you can't actually check it out, but just pretend you did. And yeah, that was Nerdy's fabulous singing on a cover by me, which you didn't get to hear. So yeah, cliffhanger. But we have an acapella group,
It
and
was
it's
just
epic.
silence.
Yeah, like it was really, really quiet. I couldn't hear anything.
It's
I
a
saw
new
that
kind of
your
music.
light was
You have
on.
to imagine
maybe
the
we
music
should just
yourself.
cut out this part and you like link us the video, and Niels will take the audio from the video and like cut it in so it like actually sounds like
please
it.
not. Please not. Please.
No,
Takes
I think.
effort.
Oh crap! I should probably not press pause to talk button constantly.
Okay, back to wrapping it up.
Yeah, because Nerdy, I don't know sure if he wants it to be public. So anyway, I won't link to it. Sorry, people, but I think that was about show without Wout, but Nerdy this time.
Okay.
I'm also out.
Bye.
See you
guys.
next week.
Bye.